12:52. We are happy to welcome distinguished professor of political science and director of the Center for Civic Engagement at the fabulous Oakland University. Professor Dave Dulio is here. Professor, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me back, Paul W.
Our pleasure always. So the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, has threatened the Obama administration officials with prosecution over 2016 election claims. Now, I am torn from this administration spending so much time on the past, and sometimes I worry about how little time they might be worried about the current days and the future, because we have plenty of problems, and they're fixing a lot of them, but there's plenty more. But now when you start to think of what this might entail, what might have been taking place, nefarious activity, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Well, I think you really nail it there, Paul W., that when we think about how this impacts American politics, we have to think of not just the people like you and me who pay attention all the time, right? The political junkies that are out there, and there are plenty of them. But most Americans, I think, look at this and say, boy, we've got issues related to the economy, foreign policy. Why are we, why are members of the administration really sinking their teeth into this and relitigating, an election, or let's say some context around an election that is not only 8 years ago, but one that President Trump won. And there's yet your point is well taken that it's a big deal, right? If one administration really tried to stick it to their successor with a drummed up conspiracy, well, that is pretty important. And I think
she used the T word, treasonous conspiracy, in 2016. Treason.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong accusation, right? And I think today in all sorts of political conversations, we have words that get thrown around, and I think we need to really be careful with the language that's used.
I agree with you. My other concern is, and I don't get this, but now the president is threatening the stadium deal if Washington Commanders don't change their name back to the Redskins. He's also called for the Cleveland Guardians to change back to the Indians. I got to tell you, I talk to a lot of people, and I don't think anyone has ever brought up either of those things to me as being pressing national concerns and problems. They do talk about how much groceries cost and how much insurance costs and a lot of other things.
Well, for sure. And let's not forget that President Trump, during his entire time in the national spotlight as a candidate and as president, and even not as president, right, has been the king of earned media. And he is better than anybody at saying something about a small issue and getting all sorts of attention, right? And we also have to ask ourselves, what's the motivation behind him coming out and saying this, right? Does he really care about the name of the Washington football team or the Cleveland baseball team, or is he posting on Truth Social and getting a bunch of media attention for other reasons? And I think that we've learned over time that it's not always about the issue that seems to be at hand.
Wow, I've never heard that expression before. Leave it to distinguished professor of political science, director of the Center for Civic Engagement at Oakland University, Professor Dave Dulio. King of earned media. Did I hear that correctly?
You certainly did, right? I don't know of anybody better at getting attention with comments, social media posts, right? And it is just another example, maybe the latest example, of Trump says something and everybody goes bonkers, no matter what it's about. I mean, he is the king at getting attention from the media, from other influencers on social media. And, we're talking about it.
Yeah, here we are. Yep, you're right. Here we are talking about it. And he also picks topics that people don't think deeply about, but go, yeah, I don't know why they didn't continue to be the Redskins or the Indians. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I agree. And then you go, well, what about your taxes? What about your property taxes? What about your property, your home insurance you can't get in certain places? I mean, there are a lot of things to be concerned about, and this certainly diverts the attention away from that. Distinguished professor of political science, director of the Center for Civic Engagement at Oakland University, Professor Dave Dulio. Thank you, my friend. Talk again soon.
Thank you, sir.
We continue on WJR.